Ball Boys. We are back.
Yes,
Dave's
we are.
here. I'm
Eddie's
Eddie.
here. I'm Dave.
And quick reminder, we are on YouTube now. We are on TikTok now. You can find us at the Ball Boys 2024, I believe, is our YouTube. No, I think it's just at the Ball Boys. At the Ball Boys 2024 is our TikTok. We're also out on Apple, Spotify. So, first episode since the season has started. No more preseason rankings. No more dumb crap like that. We can actually talk about real games. This is great.
Yeah.
We got a pretty simple show plan today. We're going to talk about three teams that have been really good out of the gate.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And we're going to start with Dave's beloved Los Angeles Lakers, who are 3-0.
Yeah.
They've beaten Minnesota, Phoenix, and Sacramento. So no slouches. They're averaging over 120 points per game.
Yep.
They have a rejuvenated Anthony Davis. They have a real head coach, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And they're kind of just kicking everybody's ass.
I would say they're not kind of kicking everybody's ass. They are kicking everybody's ass. And, you touched on it. This is a different Lakers team from what I've seen in the last couple of years. Even the team that won in the bubble. This team, and you know what? It's Anthony Davis's team. That's why. And Anthony Davis is healthy for the first time in whenever. So that's it. That's it. And also you have combined with LeBron at 40 years old, playing at an elite level still. I mean, he does things that are just amazing for his age. And it's just incredible. And he's contributing. And the third thing that is propelling the Lakers to greatness right now in the first three games is Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves is a dog, man. JJ Redick had a quote. He said, I knew he was good, but I didn't know he was that good. And it's true. He's having a great start to the season. He's distributing. He's shooting well. He's playing defense. He does everything well on the court. And he's one of those guys. I was trying to think of who he reminds me of. And I don't know, Eddie. I can't. I mean, kind of like Fred VanVleet, only not really kind of Freddie.
More athletic. He's more athletic than Fred VanVleet.
He is more athletic, but who does he remind you of?
I don't know. It's tough because this is one of my favorite things. When it's a white basketball player, we tend to just automatically go to a white basketball player, even though it really doesn't have anything to do with his game. It's just right. He's become a really, really good scorer, and he always had that. Going back to college, he was a one-on-one guy. He's a pick and roll player that needs the ball in his hands. He's not like a spot up kind of guy. He's a creator. Yeah. You mentioned Anthony Davis, 34 points, 11 rebounds. He's shooting 57% from the floor and 40% from three.
Ridiculous.
Ridiculous. As a team, the Lakers offense has just been off the charts too. They're sixth in pace, sixth in field goal percentage, fourth in free throw percentage, fourth in assists. They're top 10 in field goal percentage. Their offensive rating is fifth. So in every metric you can think of, they're basically top five.
And they're getting great production from their bench.
Well, it's okay. So this is, hold that thought. I agree with the Anthony Davis thing. I agree with the Austin Reeves thing. And JJ Redick deserves a lot of credit for all this because, there was a lot of, one of the secret sort of rumblings preseason was people were expecting a big year out of Anthony Davis because they were JJ's going to empower him. They're going to have him shooting threes again.
Yeah.
They're going to run everything through him. That's the plan this year. And if you notice in whatever fantasy leagues you're all in, if you're listening to this, Anthony Davis was a top 10 pick in fantasy this year. So this was the thing. People were on this going, AD's going to have a huge monster season. And he's playing the best basketball he's played since his New Orleans days.
I was going to say that, right? Yeah.
It looks like 2018 Anthony Davis. He's being aggressive. Yeah. He's shooting threes, which is really important to his game. Yep. I mean, if he's shooting 40% from three, good luck. Now, you mentioned the bench. I'll get to that in a second. I think that's going to end up being their Achilles heel. But this starting lineup, it just kind of makes sense. Yeah. Because with as you said, with Reeves and LeBron and Davis, and with D'Angelo and Rui, it's just everybody's got their defined positions.
Yep.
And most importantly, there's 4 out of those 5 guys can all initiate offense. They can all I'm talking, pick and roll game. end a shot clock, creating a shot, that kind of
Mm-hmm.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, say what you want about D'Angelo, but he can score the basketball. He's always been able to,
Mm-hmm.
and he's never. You're always kind of like,
It's funny that it's funny that you mentioned him because like he's the one guy that I always forget about that he's on that team because like you know
yeah,
what I mean?
but okay, like look, with D'Angelo, it's one of those where yeah, he is what he is at this point,
Yeah.
and you kind of have to take the good with the bad. But there is good that he brings to the
Oh
table. Like
yeah,
I
yeah.
said, I
No,
mean,
there is absolutely.
he's streaky, but he can score, and
Yes, streaky is the word.
he's kind of a 31-13 guy,
Yeah.
right? Like that rule of a guy that one night he'll go off for 31 and the next night you'll forget he's out there and he'll have 13.
Yeah.
And he's definitely one of those kind of guys, but I mean as the fourth option, whatever,
Yeah.
he's fine. And Rui's kind of like a glue guy, run around, play defense, and run and transition kind of guy. And I can't believe we haven't mentioned it, but LeBron. I mean, the guy is still.
Well, we
He's
did
still
mention
doing
it.
it.
I mean,
I know.
LeBron is I mean, the things he's doing at the age of 40, I'm in awe. Like I really am. And I honestly thought this would be like a shitty year for the team. And I didn't think they might be on the bubble to get, a play in. Oh, man, for the first three games, I am super impressed and super happy because they are really looking good.
Well, let's talk about this then. What is their ceiling ultimately? Because I think going into the year, we both kind of had them in that sort of 7 to 10 play-in range. Like not good, not as good as pretty much OKC and Minnesota and
Right.
Denver and Dallas and probably Phoenix and probably like Sacramento. And then they would be in that kind of 7 to 10 range. But could this team compete to go to the finals?
Yep, I think so. And here's why. Like a couple of those teams you just mentioned, Dallas, Minnesota to a certain, well, Minnesota still looks pretty good, but
Yeah, they
Dallas
do.
has, I've seen some slippage. The Suns, I've seen some slippage. Um, there's,
Yeah, well, I mean, like, look, Dad, it's been 3 games, so like,
no,
let's.
I know, but still, and here's the thing: like, if the Lakers, I was listening to a broadcast about hockey this week, and someone was saying like, if a team gets out to like the Winnipeg Jets are like 6-0 in
Mhm.
hockey right now,
Mhm.
and if they get out to a 6-0 start, they can afford in the middle of February to have a swoon of like a losing streak of like 5 or 6 games, and it's not going to kill them. And the same thing applies with the NBA. If the Lakers get out to like a 10-3 start, that's going to give them some cushion in terms of getting into the playoffs. If they go into
Absolutely.
a slump, so it's looking really really positive. And yes, in answer to your question, they have the ability to get deep into the playoffs.
I'm gonna push back on that one. To me, as I kind of touched on earlier a couple minutes ago, I think their Achilles heel is their bench. I look at this bench and it's a lot of Jackson Hayes. There's,
Mm.
a lot of Gabe Vincent going on. Dalton
Connect,
Connect looks like he's going to be a real guy, but he's a rookie, right? Like, I mean,
yeah.
you can't. It's asking a lot to depend on him to be your sixth man. I mean, maybe he'll be able to do it. He's showed some good signs early on this
He's been
season.
playing really well,
He
man.
has been playing really well, no doubt about it. But I mean, it's a really good starting five. But I mean, if come on, their bench they got some shitty players on their bench, and that's what concerns me.
Don't
And
forget about Christian Wood.
I do constantly. I constantly forget about Christian Wood. I'm pulling up here. I'm gonna pull up their stats here. I just want to from their last game, right?
Yeah.
And because yeah, okay. So it caught my eye. Like everybody, they're 21 from LeBron, 14 from Hachimura, 35 for AD, 5 points for D'Angelo, 26 for Austin
Reeves.
Reeves,
Yep.
right? So they're getting great production from their starting five. And then it's 5 points from Vincent, 6 points from Hayes, 8 points from Kinnett, and 3 points from Max Christie. So it's just,
Yeah, yeah.
they're a piece away. Could they be a Bruce Brown team?
Yeah.
Because he's going to
Yeah.
be available for the Toronto
Yeah.
Raptors. I could bet you Chris Boucher is going to get traded if the Raptors kind of stink. Just off the top of my head, those are two guys that like Chris Boucher would be a nice addition to that Lakers team
He would.
with his energy and his.
And by the way, Chris Boucher is having a very solid season this
That's my
year.
point. He's playing himself into being trade bait, right?
Yeah.
And because I mean the Raptors aren't going to be good this year. They're going to want to they're going to want to trade their whatever talent they can trade for
Yeah.
picks
Yep.
and expiring contracts and shit like that, right?
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean I still think their bench needs some
Well,
work. But
and don't forget, Vanderbilt has been hurt all year, and he
yeah,
can help you on the
but
defensive
he's
end.
always hurt.
Yeah.
Here's something I want to throw at you. When Ben Simmons is inevitably bought out by the Brooklyn Nets, I don't know. Veterans minimum. Does LeBron call up his old buddy and say, "Hey,
No.
why don't you come and sign with the
No.
Lakers? We'll win a
Oh
title."
my God, no!
No, not into that.
no. He's like the Gilbert Arenas of the
Why is he like Gilbert
2024.
Arenas?
Oh,
He's
hey
not like
man, like
Gilbert Arenas.
he's a listen. Ben Simmons is a bad fit in any locker room that he goes into. That's just the way he is.
He's playing well so far.
Oh, who?
I'm just saying they need somebody off the bench with some pop.
Yeah, but you don't need lunatics. Like, you don't need crazy guys. He
So
needs.
you're more in on Chris Boucher.
Well, I'd be totally in on Chris Boucher. Even Bruce Brown to a certain extent, but I mean,
He's always hurt too. Yeah, we'll see. I don't think they
but
have
hey,
the
listen,
depth.
the Lakers are looking really good right now.
They
How
are.
long will that last? Who knows? But let's
I
ride
think
it
it's
right now.
sustainable, man. I think it could be
Yeah, yeah,
sustainable. But
yeah,
I don't think they have the depth. I'm talking more like come playoff time. I don't think they have the
yeah.
depth to get through a full season and 4 rounds of the playoffs kind of
They
thing.
could also, make a trade here and there, like you
Well, this is what
said.
I'm talking about. They're going to need to
Yeah,
bolster their bench
yeah,
because their starting five might be really, really good.
yeah.
Speaking of starting fives that are really, really good, let's talk about the Oklahoma City Thunder, who are also, I believe, 2-0. They
Yes,
play
they
this
are.
afternoon, so we'll see. But they've been impressive so far and as advertised
Yes.
and looking like a finals contender, obviously.
Yeah.
Caruso has made a difference already.
Oh boy, yeah.
They don't even have Hartenstein yet.
I
Hartenstein. I can
know.
never say his name. Hartenstein.
Einstein. Yeah, I know.
They don't even have him yet. But
I
Chet
know.
looks like he's gone up a level.
Yep.
Shea is Shea.
Shea.
J Dub, Jalen Williams is fantastic.
This new guy, Cason Wallace, has been pretty good. I mean,
Yeah, he's a second year guy. Yeah.
He's a second year guy, but he's looking really good.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, they beat the Bulls by 19. They started the season by beating Denver by 15.
Yeah.
I mean, they're looking
We're going
really
to touch on
solid.
Denver at the end here.
Yeah, yeah. But they're looking really, really good, man. Like, and like you say, when they get Hardenstein back, holy, like that's gonna really, really super help them. So, they're looking really solid. They're like, hey, I think I picked them to win the West, right? I think
We both did. We
we
both
both
picked them
did.
to win.
Yeah,
And that's not a hot take. I think most people on paper anyways think that they're the best team in the league
I certainly do.
or one of the top two teams.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
another team in the East that might have a say about that, who we're
yeah.
going to talk about in a minute. But yeah, they're just it's as advertised. As I said, they're stacked, man. Their pace, they're second in pace, third in rebounds, third in steals. They're great defensively. They're
Mhm.
first in defensive rating. The offensive efficiency actually hasn't been there. They're 28th in offense,
Mhm.
and but the defense, the length, it's just you can see it, man. And
Yeah,
look, they played 2 games, so I'm not going to overreact to numbers just yet. Like
yeah,
for me, look, let's play 15 games, and
yeah,
and
yeah,
we'll check in, and that's kind of when I like to see who everybody is
yeah,
in terms of their statistical profiles and stuff like that. But
yeah.
um, yeah, man, like look, they're fucking good, man. And the T-Wolves are weird but good. Randall looked awful in that first game. He's been
Hmm.
better in the last couple.
Hmm.
I think they're going to be fine. The T-Wolves are going to be fine.
I think Randall actually is a better fit on the T-Wolves than Cat was.
You might be right.
Like he spaces the floor differently, and yeah, it's a better fit actually. And so I think it's just a matter of them getting used to each other.
He's
But
just like
they'll still be there. Minnesota's a really good team.
Cat is a spot up shooter and a rim roller, but Julius is a guy that you can actually kind of go to him in the end
Yeah,
of games. He's
yeah.
more of a one-on-one threat, which is kind of what they lacked in the playoffs last year because when they in that Dallas series, everything fell on Anthony Edwards' shoulders and they didn't have any other shot creation.
Yeah.
I like the Dillingham kid. He hasn't
Hmm.
played much yet, but I think he'll have a moment this year. where he'll start getting minutes.
I mean, hey, listen, Eddie. I mean, let's be real. This is Anthony Edwards' team, and he
Well,
is
100%.
fucking stud.
Yeah, he is.
Like, I love that guy, man. He is just like scary good.
Did you see what he said to Bronny in that Lakers
No,
game?
no.
When Bronny came on the court, he's like running up, screaming at him, going like, "You're not gonna have to shower tonight. You know you ain't gonna have to shower." But he's like, "You're not getting a sweat." Which I thought was hilarious. He's chirping LeBron's son. Yeah, I love that guy. Everybody does.
Yeah.
But and then honestly, I think Dallas. I disagree with your take from earlier. Like Dallas to me looks pretty good, man. And I like Clay was on fire the other night.
Clay was on fire. I mean, 14 threes. Holy crap!
Right, and like I think everybody was on the Clay's wash train. Clay's wash. It's like
I was.
Well, I was too, right? But it's like when you actually watch it, it's like, okay, yeah, the defense isn't what it used to be, and it's obviously
it hasn't been there for years, so.
Right? It hasn't been there for years, and obviously he's not the same guy from his prime in 2016 after all the injuries, but he can still fucking knock down shots. I mean, last year with the Warriors, he averaged 19 points a game, and he shot like 37% from three. Especially, and those numbers crept up towards the end of the season when he started getting healthy. And like, so I mean, he can if he's your like third or fourth guy on a night, and he's just basically a wide open. Luka draws so much attention that he's going to get wide open looks all year. He can still shoot, right? Like that's the thing about shooters; they age well because.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Ray Allen when he was on Miami. He extended his career a couple of years and won another title because he took a diminished role and just hit open shots.
Yeah, exactly.
That's kind of what Clay's going to be for them. I like the Najee Marshall pickup. This isn't this isn't about the top tier in the West, but the point is there is good teams in the Western Conference. I think the Clippers actually, as much fun as we made fun of them, as much fun as we had making fun of them, they might be a little bit better than I thought.
Seriously. Oh, please.
Well, dude, North Powell had like 40 points last night. It's crazy.
I know.
And James Harden is filling it up, man. He's filling it up, dude. Anyway, whatever. But the point is, there's good teams in the West. But I think OKC's the class of the Western Conference.
I do too.
Yeah,
I do too. Absolutely.
And in terms of winning a title, the problem is they're going to run up against the Boston Celtics, who
yes, they are.
Why don't you start on this one?
You know what? The Celtics are they're 3-0. They have two blowouts, one over New York and one over Washington, and then they beat Detroit by 5.
Yeah, but they were up by like 20 in that game.
Yeah,
they were up by 20, and it was one of those garbage comeback. Like, that was,
But hey, but they're humming along. I mean, I thought there was going to be a hangover. There's no hangover at all with that team, and you know what it is I mean they are so tight as a group. They haven't even missed Porzingis. They're just playing great basketball. They play great defense. Their transition game is outstanding, and to me, the most valuable player on that team. I know Jason Tatum's amazing, and Jaylen Brown is amazing, but Drew Holiday to me is the most important guy on that team. He's incredible. The things he does defensively, he sets the tone for the whole team. And not only does he get steals and play defense and get rebounds and everything, but he initiates the offense. He distributes and he hits threes. He does everything beautifully. And I love that guy, man. I just love the guy.
We've been on this Drew Holiday thing for years, talking about this. And I know this is going to sound like crazy hyperbole, but he might be the greatest defensive player I've ever seen in my life. I mean, honestly, he can guard 1 through 5. He's just a weapon. And if he's guarding you, you're fucked. There's nothing you can do. It doesn't matter who you are. I mean, we've seen him shut down. He could guard Emmanuel quickly on one possession.
Best players in the world.
Yeah, literally. On those U.S. teams, he gets minutes every time on the Olympics. You know why? It's because they're like, fuck it, we got to play him. He's just.
I mean, he can guard Luka.
He can guard Luka. He could guard fucking Wembanyama. He could guard whoever.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Right. It doesn't matter. And then he can also guard those small guys. He's so strong. He's just built like an ox.
Yeah.
And you hate playing against him, right? Yeah. Like, I mean, if you have the ball, if you're a scorer. right? If you're DeMar DeRozan or who name, right? And you look up and it's like, oh fuck, Drew Holiday's guarding me tonight. Shit, this is gonna be a tough one. You're absolutely right about that, and yet there's no hangover because they have a chip on their shoulder, which is crazy because they won a title. But Jason Tatum got benched in the Olympics. He's playing pissed off. Brown didn't even make the Olympics. He's playing pissed off. Tatum, there's a case. I was going to say it about Anthony Davis, but there's an MVP Tatum case that if you're a gambling man, you can get it. The odds are going down on him. He might win MVP this year. If the Celtics win like 70 games, which they might, I mean, I think they're going to win 65 plus.
Yeah, maybe.
And look, the thing is, you can see it. Sometimes there's a place that great teams hit, and where it almost just doesn't even matter who's on the court because the machine is just running.
I mean, right? the 2000 Lakers, the 20,
I was even going to say
Golden State Warriors.
Well, I was even going to say the year after the Raptors won the title, not to bring in the 2020 Raptors again like we do every show, but the year after they won the title when Kawhi left, up until when COVID hit, they were the best team in the league, and it didn't even matter. It was like Rondae Hollis Jefferson and like Norm Powell's getting minutes and all these like weird guys, but it just they hit this point and this aura where. Like, it just didn't even matter who was playing or if a guy was hurt, next man up. Like, Peyton Pritchard, right? Like, is just coming off the bench playing with immense confidence and just lighting it up. Luke Cornett is their starting center. And you know what, Dad? It doesn't even fucking matter because they're playing such great team basketball.
Yeah. Sam Hauser's a great shooter.
Sam Hauser, there's another guy, right? Like, I mean, with like these are guys that might not even be playing on other teams, but it just doesn't matter because the institutional stability and the confidence and the trust that everybody has, the ball moves, the defense, it's just everybody's connected and it's beautiful to watch.
It is.
It really is. They're the best team in the league, and they're not going to lose to anybody. I even if Porzingis is hurt all year, I still think they're going to win the title. I really do.
Yeah.
And
OKC, OKC maybe has in by the end of the year, and if they both get to the finals, perhaps OKC has more youth and athleticism, but Boston has the pedigree right now and the knowledge and like you say, the trust and the confidence of a championship team. I don't think anyone's going to beat them. It might. I do think OKC is going to win the championship. Maybe not this year, but certainly they're on the path to win it. They're on that cusp, right? You have to beat the best to be the best.
Yeah.
And so they're on that path. But no, Boston is just such a perfect team, Eddie. They're like.
I have a hard time envisioning them losing, and you never know, right? Like, look, we were saying that about Denver.
Injuries could happen,
Well, of course, but if they stay healthy, I have a hard time envisioning them losing to anybody. Certainly nobody in the East. And I mean, Derek White, we haven't even mentioned him. He's just become just a weapon, man. Like that guy is.
He's a pest.
But he's a shot maker, and he cuts, he moves, he's just a perfect guy to play with star players, and that's the formula that they've keyed into. They got two stars that both give a shit and both pass the ball and both play defense, and then you have a bunch of guys around them that are perfect role players to play with great players, and like Holiday, you mentioned White, Sam Hauser, Al Horford. Right? Just a smart player, knows where to go, what to do, not going to fuck up. He's going to knock down open shots. And
knock down threes.
Going to be where he's supposed to be on defense. They're so impressive, man. And I hate Boston. Which sucks.
Well, I mean, duh. I'm a Lakers fan, but you have to respect greatness. And
I hate all Boston sports. Speaking of which, my Jets lost to the Patriots today.
Oh, my God.
I'm about 30. I don't even know. I almost burned that Aaron Rodgers jersey today. I'm serious. I was so close. I had to take a moment and take some deep breaths outside. I've been practicing meditation this season.
Hey, how about my Yankees, man? I mean,
at least your Yankees are in the World Series.
Yeah,
I mean, my God, the Jets are 2-6. The season's over, Dad.
Yeah, it's pretty much over.
It's over. They just lost to the Patriots. Like the season's over. God.
Yeah, their season's over.
Fuck me. Anyway, this
Hey, at
isn't a
least the
football
Bills are
show.
winning.
One thing I wanted to close with: panic level on the Denver Nuggets. I know you
Ooh,
haven't, because we talked about this before the show, and you haven't totally done your Denver homework yet.
right.
I've watched every game they played so far, and it's been ugly.
I've been looking at their stats and some of their records, and they're 0-2.
Mm-hmm.
They look, they look lost.
They lost to
Um,
the Clippers at home.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Jokic is great, but I don't know, man.
yeah.
They're in trouble.
What did Murray get?
I'm just pulling up their stats now, but it's just there's something off, man, and you can see it. Like, I mean, Jokic had 41 points, Jamal had 22, you 7 for 14 from the field, but like, I mean, after you get past those two guys, Aaron
There's nobody
Gordon,
else.
who's
Aaron,
meh,
yeah.
Michael
Michael
Porter
Porter Jr.
Jr.,
Nothing.
Christian Brown is their starting
Eh,
two.
eh.
And then on the bench, they have like Julian Strother and Russell Westbrook, Dario Saric. I mean, like it's one of those things where with championship teams, we've talked about this with the Nuggets, where you start to lose guys. You know, you
Yep,
lose. You have Jeff Green, say
yep.
whatever. Well, and he's
ACP.
KCP, Bruce Brown, and it's like
Yep,
it's just not quite as airtight as it was when they won the title. And
yep,
it's one of those things that as a casual fan, you don't really notice until it's already happening, and then it's like,
yep,
whoa. We've been on this though. Like I was
yeah.
worried about them coming into the year. They got work to do, and
Well,
the other
also,
thing
and
is,
also, I mean, it's great that Murray got 22 the other night, but like I don't know, is he
he
completely
looks
healthy?
better. He looks better.
Okay,
He looks
all right.
better at least than he did in the Olympics. I don't know what
Yeah.
was going on there,
Oh,
but
big. Yeah.
um, I don't know, man. Like
That team, yeah, there's some slippage for sure, for sure.
I just don't think they have the. We talked about the Lakers. I just don't think they have the depth. Like they
No.
got two guys,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
And the West is really good. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
They
it's.
might be in trouble.
I think they might be in some serious trouble here. We'll see though. I mean, it's early. They have one of the best. He is still the best player on the planet.
Yep.
So, um, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
I'd be worried if I was a Nuggets fan though.
I'd be worried too. Absolutely.
Any Raptors thoughts? Or you want to hold that?
You know what? It's going to be an up and down year. One day they win, one day they lose. One day,
Or
you
one
know,
day they win, 7 days they lose.
it's right now. It's impossible to tell because of injuries, right? I mean, they
Yeah,
don't have
well, that's
RJ, they don't have Quickly, they don't, and so they don't have their rookie. So
yeah. Bruce
it's
Brown, Kelly Olynyk's hurt, their backup center.
exactly.
Like,
And Scotty has not been consistent. He's had
yeah,
one
but I
good
mean,
game, one bad game. Like it's been
I think
so.
when Quickly and RJ come back, that'll help immensely because it'll
Yeah,
open
yeah.
it'll open things up a lot for
The
him.
one
He's
good thing about the Raps that has been impressive, well, two good things. Grady Dick is shooting the lights out and playing great defense, actually. And Shed, this new rookie, he looks
yep,
great.
yep.
Great.
I love Dick. I'm a big Dick fan.
I've heard that about you.
No, I am. I mean, Dick has been huge.
That's what I hear.
Yeah, Dick has been huge. No, all jokes aside, he's playing good ball. It's good to
Yeah.
see because
Yeah.
it looked like it was going in a bust kind of situation last year, but he's certainly not a bust. He's going to be a good player. You can
Yep.
see it, man. Like the offensive talent, and it's not just. I can't believe I knew this. It reminds me of Austin Reeves.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
To a
can't
certain degree.
believe
Yeah.
that. But how could I mean? He's what I mean by that is he's not just like a Kyle Korver. Again, I compared him to another white guy. I don't know why I
I
always
know.
do this. It's a subconscious thing, right?
Yeah, I know. I know.
But he's not just like a Kyle Korver where he's just standing in the corner
No.
guy. Like he can score.
No. Yeah,
He's
he can score
athletic.
in multiple ways. No,
Yeah.
Dick, you could say Dick is balling.
Oh man, yeah. No, Dick. Dick really saving the Raptors season. Just a
Yeah.
lot of Dick. I
We better stop here.
I mean, you know what? Like, it's great because now he's actually playing well enough that we can make these jokes. Before
I
we
know.
couldn't even make the jokes, but now it's finally. I like if you're
Yeah,
looking
'cause
for Christmas presents.
yeah, Dick used to play like Dick, but
Yeah,
now he's actually playing great.
he used to play like a bag of dicks.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but again, he's a talented scorer, man,
Yeah.
and he's just like a 6'9". He's a big body. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm actually trying to be serious. Like he's got a lot of he's got a lot of length.
Got a lot of legs.
He does though. He's got a great frame, and he's going to be a good scorer. Dick to the hole, baby.
Dick's a great scorer.
Yeah, Dick straight to the hole.
Straight to the hole.
Yeah. No, but you know what? Lon is going to be resting on Dick's shoulders. Oh Christ! All right, we gotta go. That's it.
We have to go.
If you're looking for a Christmas present, by the way, number one Dick in the purple. I want that jersey, man. Those jerseys are sweet, eh?
Oh well, yeah. Okay. Number one Grady Dick purple jersey. What size? Well, okay, I'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want an extra large Dick jersey.
Extra large Dick coming up.
Yeah. Okay, Dad. That was fun.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week. Go Lakers.
Go Lakers and go Yankees.
See you, folks.
See ya.